top. Okay. Same as usual, they're saying it live right now, but it's still not showing up on YouTube. Is it for you? For me, it's showing up like the regular screen that is show up when it live. Should I video call you?
What you use the stream phone?
Yeah.
And for your speed like you want me just to see?
I didn't do a prior speed test. Right now it's in 30 FPS and 25 to 2000 kilo BPS.
Oh, you're connected.
Oh, okay. And to be sure, say it connected. Okay, as we get through.
It's open now.
Oh, sorry. Okay, as we get through. Thank you very, very much for your help. Thank you very much for your help. Alright.
It's supposed to. It shouldn't. Yeah, I like it. Oh, okay, that's good. Yeah. Yeah, you take this one sideways. Okay. Thanks so much, guys. We just have to no connection.
Yes, I need that. So, no sense. What my dates are, there's a job you got, just 15.
Oh, di sini ya tuh ya?
Yeah.
Oh, di sana. Oke. Bisa gitu. Ya, oke. Ini kan lagi review lagi, sekali itu bukan. Ya sampai saja terus anu Okay, all right.
Just how pushy the smell is.
Mungkin turun bisa ditambah.
So we will have to use the password.
So she went remove your password temporarily.
Yeah.
send out a message for the class. So, yeah, just send back out like a message just how the class will be starting, okay? Because a few people drop profiles at the time.
It is good to finally have a graduation. The last time we had a physical graduation was in 2019. And last year we had an online graduation. So this year we went back to a physical graduation because I know we want students like to have a physical graduation. Unfortunately, the weather decided to interfere a little bit. And I know the adverse weather is affecting some people. Some of course they can't make it. Others say they are on their way to get back to it. But we'll go ahead and begin today's session, which is your graduation. And as I always say, luckily it's not a case study, so it should be fine. Right, so good evening to graduates and to your invited guests and all the items of being able to deal with your studies and at the same time with families and managing good balance as well. And it's good that you all will be able to manage all of that and be able to successfully graduate in the program. We'd also like to welcome all of our students who are online. We're doing a live stream of today's proceedings, and I say that was a good thing considering what the weather was. So we do have some of our foreign students who are watching, as well as the other students who could not make it for today's ceremony. And a special hello to Troy in Antigua, because I know he was really anxious. Nigel will know Troy well, so he was really anxious for this. So having to Troy out in Antigua, watching the graduation today. Right, so good evening to all of you as successful graduates of our 2021-22 academic year. And these include all of our programs. The Professional Graduate Diploma, which is a degree level 6 qualification in Certified Forensic Accounting and Fraud Detection. And this is what we call our Certified Forensic Accounting Specialist program. So welcome to you graduates. To our Postgraduate Diploma, our Master's Level 7 students, students who did the Forensic Accounting and Fraud Detection program, welcome to you all as well. To our Advanced Diploma CSI students, this is our Associate Degree Level 5 program. Welcome to you graduates. To our Graduate Diploma Degree Level 6 program in Criminal Justice, Forensic Science and Security Management, a good welcome to graduates of this program as well. We also have graduates of our Professional Graduate Diploma program in Risk Management and Compliance. We have our Postgraduate Diploma, our Master's Level 7 program in Business and Leadership, so welcome to graduates of that program. We also have our newly graduated Certified Forensic Counterfeit Examiners, and we're proud to graduate another batch of counterfeit examiners from Trinidad and Tobago in the last group of students. And we'd like to also acknowledge the graduates of our certificate programs, which would have gone earlier in forensic accounting and fraud auditing, and those in forensic document examination. So it's quite a bunch, and another round of applause for for the 2021-22 academic year. I would like to add that we were quite happy that International Forensics and Business Institute was chosen by the United Nations Development Programs to provide forensic accounting training to officers of the ACIB of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. And today we are privileged to have, he was Inspector Daniel when we started, he's now ASP Daniel. So I'd like to welcome him to today's proceedings as well. And also for the academic year gone by, we were also chosen by the United States Port of Spain Embassy to provide forensic accounting and fraud detection training to a wide cross-section of law enforcement officers from Trinidad and Tobago. We will be having some separate presentation ceremony for those graduates that came through the UNDP program, as well as those that came through the UN program. So, as I said, welcome to today's session. It is good to see all of you here present. It's harder now to recognize graduates because of the online delivery. There were the days in classroom when I would know everybody what you look like. I think it might be easier to recognize people with masks on now than with masks off, you know. And that will be a little forensic training that we may think of offering, you know, how to tell people with mask and without mask, you know, because we might have lost that skill a little bit during the past year. And I always joke to students, if you are present here today, it means you did qualify and you did graduate. So, you know, just a little bit of news to go along with it. On behalf of myself and the entire IFBI team, we are happy to welcome you to today's proceedings. And like I said, it's unfortunate that the weather didn't interfere with it, with a number of people being able to attend, but we are making alternative arrangements for people who cannot attend the graduation ceremony to receive their certification package at a later date after today's proceedings are completed. So the Institute is proud to graduate for yet another academic year, another cohort of fully trained graduates in our very prestigious programs, something that we as an institution have been doing since 2005. In fact, we aim to make our programs the gold standard in both forensic and business training. As an example, we probably boast that we are still the only professional and private institute that can certify graduates according to the ASTM standards, especially in forensic training. Because when you graduate, your work can be certified by a court-qualified forensic expert through myself and one or two of our other members of the IFBI team. And I will tell you this is an important thing to have. I myself, when I graduated in forensics so many years ago, I wouldn't tell you how long ago, but picture me starting forensics at kindergarten. So, you know, I think my daughter did a program and she joked and she said that she's working at a foreign firm now, and she joked when they asked her to speak a little bit about herself, and she said the first words out of her mouth was probably the word forensic. So, you know, it tells you, you know, how much part of forensic becomes part of us in this particular field of endeavor. And of course, you all know we are now an Equal Accredited Center, something we've been proudly, achieving over the past few years because we engage in continuous improvement over the years. And we are fully accredited UK Equal Center at this point in time. Now, over the years, our programs have been attended by individuals from almost all the major private and state organizations in the country. They have either come on their own initiatives, as you know, many of you have, and have done over the years, and also sometimes their organizations have paid for them to attend. And these are people much like yourselves attending here today. And the level of knowledge and expertise passed on to you, our graduates, make our graduate, we always like to say, one of the best trained in the worlds of forensic and business training, and including that things like criminal justice, competent examination, and risk analysis and risk management. And we do take pride as an institution in the success of our graduates. I think all of you who have had the experience of being with IFBI can easily attest to that. It comes from a time we take to make sure everybody understands the material, getting the material to you on time, providing the explanations, the resources that you have now, both online as well as physical, that you can access. And I always boast that we are one of the few institutions in the country. If you try to get us at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock in the night, as some of you already have, or if you try on a weekend, very often you get back a response from us. You don't have to wait until the next working day or 8 p.m. the next day to be able to get that response from IFBI. Good day, welcome. Yes, make yourself comfortable anywhere you are. Yeah, and it's one of the things we do pride. We like that personal touch with our graduates. We don't want you to feel like you're one of many that you're left on your own initiative. We do actually have that vision and philosophy that we want for you all to succeed. And that's just why we say the knowledge passed on to you makes our graduate one of the best trained in these fields. And the training that you get is not only academic based, but also as well, practically oriented. So good day, welcome. Okay, make yourself comfortable. So I can tell you whether it's easing up a little bit, which is great to see. Those of you who would have studied at other places sometimes wonder if the other institutions are interested to getting you to repeat and do exams repeatedly to obtain P's instead of graduating. I also wonder if you may have produced this. I take the success of my graduates personally. If you all don't succeed, I will wonder what am I doing graduates personally. If you all don't succeed, I will wonder what am I doing, and therefore that is what we want in terms of the passion that goes in our teaching, and that is extended also to our teaching staff who have the same desire and passion to pass on education and knowledge to our graduates. So therefore, at IFBI, make every effort to make your learning experience something that is both rewarding and beneficial. But at the same time, we also like to make it manageable, that you don't have to kill yourself too much, even though there's quite a bit of work, that you can balance home and work life with your studies as well. And I would also like to say, I hope during the delivery of your programs, we made it enjoyable, interesting enough. I say enjoyable, provided of course you could have tolerated my jokes during some of these lecture sessions. And I'm sure you will have had quite a bit of those, so, but it's part of, the signature that is IFBI. Our vision as an institution is to improve the lives of everyone through education. We believe that everyone, as long as they are willing to study and improve their lives, should have an opportunity to do so. And that opportunity very often comes through education. I will tell you, I myself am very fortunate in my own growth and development from when I first started, not a kindergarten of course, that I was lucky. I've been trained by some of the best, the United States Secret Service, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police Forensic Laboratories, I've worked with the IFBI and many others. And I didn't feel as an institute that knowledge should only reside with myself or a handful of people. We believe people like yourself, graduates who are present here today and those following us live online, and both locally and in Trinidad and Tobago and regionally and even worldwide, because we do have students of other parts of the world who take part in our programs. That when you graduate, you have a worldwide certification and qualification all at once. So today is a reason to celebrate your hard work and your achievement. It is a day for you to recognize what you have achieved, to be happy about it, and proud of your achievements. Many of you would have spent the last year, and some of you more than a year, of your lives in your various programs. And I know that time would have passed by quickly. And usually when time passes quickly, it's a good sign. It means that you are progressing along the way, and perhaps enjoying it while you're doing so. It seems like only yesterday I was in class telling you, listen to this or look at that or do a case study. And I know early today I tried to give you all a case study. It was a joke, I think, but I walked it on just in case. So. Yeah, so again, we'll see afterwards what happens. Right, and for the past year, I know and have seen how hard you work, and I can tell because from the submission of the assignments and the coursework that we've done in the course of the year, and all the discussion in the classes that were taking place while you pursue your various programs. And that sacrifice you have made with both balancing work and family and studies is one that you should be commendable of. And commendable because today you are successful and today you are graduated. So another round of applause for that. So as I said, celebrate your well-earned qualifications and certification. It is a day both for yourself and all your loved ones and those who care about you and you care about to also celebrate with you. It is a day to also acknowledge all those such as your family members, spouses, significant others, co-workers, some of your fellow graduates who would have supported you in this journey along the way to reach a successful position in your education as well as in personal growth and development. I know also along the way you would have had to make some new colleagues and friends as part of the program. That is also a welcome sign. I still continue to see many of you in our other programs, such as our postgraduate programs, or some of the newer programs that we have. And I'm proud to say, starting in this new academic year for 2022-2023, we were able to introduce our doctoral program or PhD level 8 program in business management and leadership with a forensic accounting specialization. So we're giving you all the opportunity to go to the highest levels of qualification, both for your personal growth and development, but more importantly from a professional perspective, because you improve your lives, you improve your standing in what you want to achieve for yourself through education as one of the details for that. So today is a day for all of you to recognize and celebrate that success that you would have put in over the last year. It is always a very good life lesson when you put in the hard work and sacrifices, and there is success to show for it. Much like the hard work and sacrifices that you put in to make sure that you submitted your assignments on the given date when we said 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. on the given day, or when we said that your thesis has to be handed in by a certain time. Granted, occasionally we do give you a little extension now and then, but I know what it takes to meet those deadlines. But I myself have had to go through that. And it's one thing if you're a student in school full-time, it's another when you have work at home and you have to manage and balance those commitments. So I think it is something for you all to be especially proud of. And we as an institution know that we cater for our student population to be working people, that we want you all to be able to do everything else you can, and at the same time successfully graduate from some very important subject areas. So by such hard work and dedication, you all have now been some very important, some very unique, and some very special and privileged forensic, criminal justice, CSI forensic science, and business qualifications, and also credentials to go along with your names. So when you see other people adding credentials behind your names, some random examples like here, you all also have that opportunity to do so now with what you all do. So, what I would like to say, you all are now certified forensic accounting specialists. You are also postgraduate certified forensic accounting specialists. Your CSI forensic science professionals, your criminal justice, security management, and risk management professionals, and your compliance professionals, as well as postgraduate business professionals, and forensic competent examiners. So give yourselves a round of applause. Don't take those types of qualifications for granted. They are really, truly special, unique, and privileged qualifications that sets you all apart from the average professionals in the country. And if you've been following our national economy and regional economies, the world really needs people trained in the areas of fraud, detection, and criminal justice, and true business leaders to make our region better. Today, I would also like to thank IFBI's highly qualified, dedicated, and professional lecturers and our administrative staff. They also have something which many other institutions don't have, which is a shared passion and enjoyment to provide your lectures and training and to pass on their knowledge to you. Unfortunately, two of our representatives couldn't make it today because of the weather, but they send their greetings to you all present in the class. And I would like to acknowledge our hardworking and dedicated team of lecturers. I think they do a really great job of providing the tuition to you. Executive Director, Mrs. Nagel, who was Seaborn as well as our other support staff, Kimberly and Jody, and today assisting us, Amisha and Amit. So thank you all. Right, so in today's session, we're going to do a few things. The most important one, of course, is to receive your graduation packages, and I will explain to you exactly what goes into your packages today. Of course, dinner will be served after the proceedings. We will take some photos of students, at least, we'll have some photos with your fellow graduates in today's session. And of course, I want in today's session also to invite, as we normally do as part of our tradition, some of your fellow graduates to speak to you all on the occasion of your graduation ceremony. So we have all that in today's session. So let's begin with your graduation package. So in today's ceremony, you will receive your graduation package. And for those of you who have graduated with us before, you will know what is contained. And for those of you new, I will explain what comes with your package because it's an important thing. Having studied for the last year to know what you have. So the first thing you will get is your EduCall diplomas. And the diplomas actually come from EduCall UK, as well as IFBI is on your diplomas. EduCall is a very prestigious awarding body and accreditor in the UK with global recognition. So you will get that in your graduation package. You will also get your letter of certification for all programs. And a letter of certification is a valuable thing. I'll just explain that a little bit to you all. In the world of forensics, when you graduate, it's one thing to receive an academic qualification, but it's another to be certified. So sometimes you graduate with academic qualifications and you can't work or practice. When you become certified, you are now a professional. You can actually start practicing or field from day one, and that is what the letter of certification does. An example I always like to use is if you look sometimes when attorneys graduate and they have to be called to practice to the bar, even though they have their qualifications, they still need another attorney to petition them to the bar so the court will accept you. It's the same thing in the world of forensics. Self-certification, you will actually see this with your package. And that's why it's just important to understand what you will be getting in your package. But we are members of ASTM International. And if you ever wondered who ASTM International was, they set standards in everything from aeronautical space engineering to plumbing. And that is some of the standards that we strive to attain and operate by. We are also members of the International Association of Crime Analysts, the ICA. And today I will explain a little bit about becoming members of the ICA in a little while. We are also members of training industry in the USA. We are also members of the Association of Certified Fraud Examiners, the Canadian Society of Forensic Science, the California CPA Education Foundation, and the e-learning guild in the California USA. Now, there are others, but I will go through all those with you as well. As we said, ENCOL is a fully accredited UK awarding body as well as an awarding body themselves. So they're both an accreditor and an awarding body, and that forms part of your letter of certification. You will get that listing. Now, ENCOL, when you get a certificate, actually puts at the back of their certificates, diplomas that you receive, what that listing also is. So what it means is that any employer or any other person looking at the qualification can simply flip the back of that and see what the qualifications represent. If they didn't know, although most people in that field will know by now, and in addition, we provide an additional sheet with that same type of information, so that if you needed to display or to show anyone, it is part of your package today. Right. I know many of you have been asking about the IACA memberships. So we are members of the we are group members of the International Association of Crime Analysts. So when you graduate from us, there are no more exams to do to become a member. You can become a member. Simply, you have to inform us. We will inform the IACA. The fees, so far we've negotiated a fee of $5. I don't think we will get that anywhere else. But it's one of the things we are proud to have been able to provide to our students. So you actually have a professional membership to go along with the qualifications you have. I can't tell you how many times, with all the qualifications I've obtained over the years, when I tell people I'm a member of the IACA or the Canadian Society of Forensic Science or the ACFE, they seem more impressed with that than all the studies I've put in for the other qualifications. So it's a good thing to have to complete your professional competence. And as we've said, we make all the mechanisms available to you to be successful graduates. So that is provided to you. We do have a sheet with the graduation package which directs how it is done. There are 2 times in a year we actually do our memberships in January, because we know we normally have graduations around the last week or so in November or first week in December. So the next set of applicants will go in January, and we normally do another one around August. So people have 2 opportunities for joining the membership. So if you're interested in it, just let us know. The directions are provided in your package as well, and that will assist you in having that other qualification with what you would have received today. So a better explanation on your letter of certification. As I've said, this is just as important as the award in terms of the diplomas that you have received, and it satisfies the ASTM standards in forensic, and we've extended out the business training. It means that your work is certified by a court qualified expert, and therefore if you do things like reports or issue, or have to testify or things like that, the court will accept your evidence as part of what you would have achieved through your qualifications at IFB. I have checked. We are still the only private institution in the Caribbean who can offer that. In the past, just like myself, you would have to join a government lab, maybe as when I went through the RCMP's training program, or the US Secret Service, or sometimes the Trinidad and Tobago Forensic Science Center. They will certify their people who work with them. But average members of the public do not have access to that type of certification. Now you all do. So a round of applause for that. And I will tell you, I still probably have mine that was signed by our CMP forensic laboratory manager when I graduated so many years ago. RMC, PGDEP, BML for Business Management and Leadership, and CFCE for the counterfeit examiners. So of course, you now have attained those credentials as well. So when you graduate from us, you get quite a lot, as you can tell, from your hard work that you've provided over the years, and for those of you studying longer programs beyond a year. what I would tell you all as a graduate today, if you do have the time, take a few moments and you can always send us an email of a testimonial of the extreme knowledge students, testimonials of what they think of our programs and the school itself. So, we do invite you to make contribution in that respect, and we do appreciate feedback from you all. It is what helps us to move and grow better. Right. So apart from the administrative side of things, which I've just explained, I would like to do a brief review of our 2021 academic year. Now, I'm not going into a lot of details because the year is completed, and by being here, I can tell you that you all, will be successful to start with. So our review, first of all, 2020-21 was another excellent year for the performance of our students. Overall, for all programs, we attained over a 90% success rate, and in many programs, it was over 100%. So I want to say thank you all for that dedication and application to succeed, because not only do you all do well, we also do well when you all succeed. So thank you all for that, and a round of applause, please. Right. So as a secondly, for what we call our top achievement performance. Now, we don't always rank them 1, 2, and 3. We just say the top achievement performance. And just to let you know who they are in the various programs. For our graduate diploma in Certified Forensic Accounting and Fraud Detection, degree level 6 program, the top 2 performers were Maya Ramsahai and Aliyah Mohammed. For postgraduate diploma in forensic accounting and fraud detection, our master's level 7 program, our top performers were Leon Pierre Alexander and Amanda Lacra. Leon, I share your passion when you hear the news. I'm still remembering the exuberance in hearing it. For our graduate other programs, he has really excelled and done well. Common business management and leadership is another one of our returning graduates, someone who is business management and leadership is another one of our returning graduates, someone who has been outstanding in all the programs he has done, Nigel Burnett. Right, so you all would have heard quite a bit of me for this afternoon. It was really almost like doing another lecture. But now we want to hear from some of our awardees and some of our participants. So I've invited Inspector Daniel as the representative of his group from the ACIB, even though we'll be having another graduation ceremony. But he graduated both with the ACIB group and with Danelle and Leon's group in the postgraduate diploma in forensic accounting and fraud detection. And he was able to manage dealing with all the white collar crime story you all read as students in the papers during the year and still successfully graduate. So please welcome ASP Myron.
Good afternoon, everyone. Dear faculty, staff, family, friends, and graduates. It is an honor to be speaking with you here today, the graduates of the class of 2021-2022. Congratulations again. I am very honored to be invited to be a graduate speaker at the 2022 International Forensics and Business Institute graduation ceremony. As Mr. Bamsa mentioned, I am an Assistant Superintendent of Police attached to the Anti-Corruption Investigations Bureau, one of the 3 units that constitutes the White Collar Crime Division of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. I stand here today as both a graduate and a representative of the 10 men and women specially selected by the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service to take a giant step into the future of white collar detection, prosecution, and deterrence. The ACIB is responsible for investigating all forms of fraud, corruption, and financial crimes in general perpetrated by and against public officials and or departments. Some noticeable cases undertaken by the ACIB is the collapse of the Clico conglomerate, the Estate Management Business Development Company, known as EMBD, the Piaco Airport entire fiasco, and the Trinidad and Tobago Fire Service fire truck fiasco. These are just to name a few. I specifically name these matters because for main reasons, because these are the main reasons why the ACIB and the TTPS are here today. During the course of these matters, the TTPS quickly learned that our current skill sets were insufficient to cope with the magnitude of the tasks at hand. This was when I was first introduced to Mr. Bob Lindquist, forensic accountant. I worked with Mr. Lindquist and his team for several years, and the experience was illuminating. This relationship led to TTPS to partner with other notable forensic accountants, namely Deloitte, PricewaterhouseCoopers, to name a few. These successful partnerships built in the idea that the TTPS needed to have their own forensic accountants, our very own forensic accountants. And the International Forensics and Business Institute was our first port of call for training the next generation of white-collar detectives. So thank you. As the ACIB coordinator, I listened to and monitored my charges throughout our journey at this iconic institution. I saw young and older detectives grow by leaps and bounds in both their academic and work performance. We have all added technical and theoretical tools to our toolkits. We are eternally grateful for an exploration of the fraud triangle and its evolution throughout the years. So much so that I based my thesis on it. Another area which has broadened our investigative horizons was the study of financial statement fraud. Though not as prevalent in this jurisdiction, it came at the right time as it assisted us in two current investigations being conducted, where fraudulent financial statements were discovered. And hopefully soon we may be on our way to the first case of criminal prosecution of financial statement fraud in Trinidad. We are immensely grateful for the virtual delivery of the classes and materials given the nature of our work. It was a seamless process which facilitated us to continuously work and dedicate the time for our classes and studies. The lecturers were professional and clear in their delivery and engendered an environment suited for them. I learned from colleagues such as Sherwin-Ford, who sponsored those 40. I don't know where it comes from. I'm very much Sherwin-Ford. who worked with me at the fraud squad office, as well as a mentor of mine, Mr. Raphael Roman, who taught me how to be a white-collar detective. In closing, I would like to thank the International Forensic and Business Institute for giving my colleagues and I the skills and certification needed to continue our fight to make our beloved nation a less attractive target for white-collar criminals. Congratulations again, graduates, and I thank you very much.
So thank you to ASP Daniel, and it was a very encouraging visit here, and also I'm impressed with the level of investigations that we have seen coming through. I will share with you all that I myself, over the years, had worked with the fraud squad and officers of the ACIB in my previous position. Many of you all will know that I served as an analyst as well as a deputy director and director of the Trinidad and Tobago Forensic Science Center.
Top performance, like, wow! Yes, that is. So Mr. Commissar asked me to speak about my journey today whilst going through the master's program. That's what I will do. I started my fraud and forensics journey with one thought in mind that I just could not shake. How much cash you say was in that house, Denise? This was after watching movies like Fun with Dick and Jane, The Rogue Trader, and the infamous The Wizard of Lies, which were based on multi-million-dollar international fraud cases that have brought stakeholders to their knees, sometimes literally. I wanted to know firstly, how did it do it? But more importantly, how were they able to get away with it for so long? In most instances, over several years. So I took the plunge, I researched schools, I looked at the tuition content, and I even asked a few colleagues, and the path was clear. IFBI came up in all instances. My workmate said, it is different, they make it practical. So I was like, perfect, it won't be boring. Now I won't tell a lie. At the end of Mr. Parmisa's first session, going through the curriculum, I was overwhelmed. After being out of the world of major technical study for 6 years, my thoughts were, a thesis? How? When? But what will I write about? But as said by John F. Kennedy, every accomplishment starts with a decision to try. Try. Trust in your ability, rise above self-doubt, and when frustration creeps in, yell, kick, and scream, do whatever it takes. It has to, for you to get back on track. The most exciting areas of the course had to be the psychology of fraud, the gentle or sometimes aggressive manipulation people could have on you, giving expert testimony, know when to speak and what not to say, rather than what to see, and business valuations, the latter on which my thesis was based. By the end of the program, my work was met with a heightened sense of professional skepticism and a newfound perspective on financial statements, risk as an accountant. After God, I wish to thank my family, my husband and children for encouraging me and allowing me to vanish just once or twice on a Sunday when I was supposed to be cooking lunch so I could study or finish my thesis piece. Mr. Parmisa, other lecturers, and the IFBI team for making the session so lively, discursive, and relatable, giving us local reference points and commentaries from their experience as subject matter experts. And finally, my mentor for not only providing guidance, but also reining me in when I would second guess myself and my work. I leave by saying this to my fellow graduates. Les Brown once said, shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you land on the stars. But didn't man already walk on the moon? So if I shoot for the moon, I'm reaching on that moon. Thank you.
Thank you, Leon, for those very nice words and inspirational ones. I think I'll adopt part of that in my mantra going forward, especially the kicking and screaming part. I think I'll get results of that. But thank you so much for that. Right. We have another graduate of the top achievement graduate of the postgraduate master's level program in forensic accounting and fraud detection. It's Amanda Lacra. Is Amanda here? Okay, I know she was having some difficulties, so I guess we did not make it yet. But Amanda was the second top performer in that program. Now we move on to our criminal justice, forensic science, and security management program. And before I introduce the individual, I just want to say that his name is Julian McLean, and he started off doing some of the other programs. He's still with us. And in every program he has done, he has excelled in every one of those programs and maintained a very high standard of work. And I've seen his growth and development, from the time he started to the present. So it's with great pride, I introduce to you Junior McLean.
Good afternoon all. my fellow graduates, the IFBI family. Firstly, I'm truly humbled and honored to receive this award. When I started this journey, receiving an award was not something I ever conceptualized. The call from Professor Parmasa informing me that I was going to receive this award had me shocked and unaware of how to feel and what to say. I was completely lost for words. All I could say was thank you, sir. But deep down inside, I was screaming like a little boy who just got his dream gift for Christmas or his birthday. The call ended and I said to myself, did that just happen? Before I started this course, I said to myself, Junior, just do your best and the Almighty will take care of everything else. As the proverbial saying goes, God help those who help themselves. Truth be told, if it wasn't for the proficient manner which the IFBI modules were done and how the various facilitators delivered the information to us, the students, this would not be possible. The lecturers took their time to ensure everyone understood the material in its entirety, even if it meant breaking it down to the simplest form. I make special mention to Professor Parmasa, who was a big motivator for me personally because of his vast knowledge in the fields and modules. He also made the class very interactive by creating relatable scenarios, making it easy to understand and to grasp the concepts. With that said, I take this time to say a heartfelt thank you to the IFBI staff and family. Thank you very much for making the journey a seamless and wonderful experience. I end by making mention of one of the criminological theories from the criminal justice module that resonated with me. This theory which is a strain theory. This theory sees crime as a normal result of the American dream in which people set their aspirations for wealth, education, occupation, and status symbol too high and inevitably discover strain or goal blockages along the way. For information purposes, I was taken for my IFBI lecture notes, so don't crib me for plagiarism. Additionally, Oxford bibliography states that certain strains or stressors increase the likelihood of crime. These strains lead to negative emotions such as frustration and anger. These emotions create pressure for corrective action, and crime is one of the possible responses. I chose this theory because it relates to me in the opposite. I live my life having reasonable expectations or low expectations to avoid negative emotions, stresses, strain, which can cause disappointment and frustration. Life is filled with ups and downs, but we must always try to mitigate against the downs, or should I say feeling them. I would like to leave you all with one of my favorite quotes from the legendary Bruce Lee. Emotion can be the enemy. If you give in to your emotion, you lose yourself. You must be at one with your emotion, because the body always follows the mind. Once again, I'm humbled and honored and grateful for this award. Thank you.
Thank you, Junior. And Junior shows someone who will go far because I've seen his growth and progress over the duration of the program. Next person I'd like to call, to say a few words to you all, is someone along the lines of Junior. His name is Nigel Bonnet. Nigel started with us. He did our graduate diploma program first and went on to do masters. And then he went on into the business program. And along the way, he's always maintained the same enthusiasm, the same level of dedication, and the same level of excellence. He's another one I'm sure will go far, in whatever endeavors he chooses for himself. But Nigel today is going to speak on behalf of the business management class. I would like to also invite Troy, but if Troy spoke at this class, we'll be having dinner about 8 o'clock tonight. But I would like to, with honor, like to introduce Nigel to speak to you as well.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's been a while since I did any form of public speaking. All right, but acknowledgements to the distinguished faculty members especially invited guests, loved ones, and my fellow graduates. Thank you to the speakers that went before me. They're a little bit resentful because I have some big shoes to follow in. But again, it's expected of the students and the graduates of my FBI. All right, so I always thought that I was a special child. Right, but no bubble burst this afternoon. But joyfully so. Seeing so many lives being impacted by the IFBI as well as my own. And it is with great honor that I stand here to celebrate this milestone that my fellow graduates and I have achieved today, and I am especially grateful to IFBI for allowing me, bestowing upon me this honor and this privilege to share a few words with you this afternoon. You know, the journey through the study at IFBI, like a voyage on the sea. And in that poem, Miss Wilcox was saying it is not the tempest, it is not the storm, it is not the cold, chilly winds, it is not the dark sky, it is not the rough waves as it beats upon that vessel and beats in that vessel. It's not the waves that rise like mountains or falls like valleys that tosses the ship to and fro, hither, thither, and yon like a rag doll or a toy upon its mighty waters. Neither is it the bright sunshine, clear blue skies, the warm breeze that visits you while you're on the deck. It's not the clear crystal waters, another calm sea that determines the direction or the destination of the ship. It is not the good or the bad, but it's the internal compass, the internal sails. It is the setting of the soul that decides the good, not the car, but the strike. And as I share with you all today, I recognize that it is not only I thought I was the only one that was seeing pressure in these courses. Right, but I'm thankful to my bubble indeed gets a little bigger, knowing that I'm not special in this, because I recognize that in the study, in the courses, it called much from us, right? It required much of us. Even though we were encouraged, even though we were supported, even though we were guided throughout the journey, it still called from us. It called out of us determination. Sometimes we had to reach deep into the recesses of our soul and call out some courage, call forth some strength to chart this course, because we have to understand, we all know that juggling study, juggling work life, and juggling family life is a challenge for Titans. And I can see that the room is filled with Titans today. Give yourself a round of applause. It also called from us levels of excellence, and levels of pride. And it was creating in us levels of success. And I dare say that the same people who boarded that ship of education, captained by a skilled and knowledgeable leader and a dedicated crew who climbed upon that ship that day, were not the same that walked off on that port of call. They were changed, they were developed, their skills was honed, their knowledge was increased. Who walked out from that ship was no longer novices, was no longer journeymen, no longer apprentices, no longer laborers, but those who walked out from that ship that day were master builders. And you today are master builders because of the course of study that you went through. Give yourself a round of applause. And I call us master builders because master builders in the ancient time, and I was reading through, just browsing through master builders, sometimes I sit down and I just read for to fill some time. Master builders in the ancient times were the ones who would build, who would plan. They were the architects and builders of great edifices, monuments that lit up the landscape of the ancient world. They were responsible for planning and executing some of the major works of art that still stands even up to today, that causes even modern architects and builders to stand in awe of its sophistication and of its beauty. But not only of the sophistication and beauty of the monuments, but also the skill, the creativity, the ingenuity of those that produce those great works. The master builders of the ancient world were responsible for some of the memorable architectural projects of history. And I call us master builders because in going through the master builders, reading about them, I get to realize and I come to understand that they had to employ some of the same processes that we learn at the International Forensic and Business Institute. Some of the same things that we were taught, some of the same things that we were developed in, they had to employ that as well. They had to avail themselves of things like planning and decision making, things like organizing, things like leading, things like controlling. They had to avail themselves of some of these processes. And as they applied themselves and remained faithful to what they have learned, they developed great works of art. And even to use or to apply these processes, they had to avail themselves again of certain essentials. Again, as I was looking through, some of the same things that were inculcated into us in our courses of study. What we were taught, what we were encouraged to do, they also had to apply. They also had to avail themselves things like knowledge. A good master builder must apply knowledge to his craft. And he must know his craft. He must also have the essential tools. And we all could agree that the essential tools were provided for us. And if it was not provided, we were shown, directed, and instructed on how to. Because Mr. Parmesan would spend the rest of his life teaching us the same courses. You understand what I'm saying? So they had to apply knowledge, and they had to have the essential tools. Added to that, they also had to use this knowledge and wield these essential tools with skills. Same skills again, that's why I chose the team Master Builder, because it reflected so much of the courses that we went through. Skills like technical skills, conceptual skills, diagnostic skills, analytical skills, problem solving skills, and interpersonal skills. They also had to apply resourcefulness. And I am sure to write that thesis and to produce those classrooms, you had to be resourceful. You had to call from within yourself, within the deep recesses of your soul, resourcefulness. And resourcefulness basically speaks of ingenuity and creativity. And not only that, but taking what you have, may it be not what you need, and transforming it to supplement what you may not have at the time. And the last point that I want to share, there are many others, and I will spend the evening talking to you here, is that the master builders apply themselves to excellence. They apply themselves to excellence. And I could remember Oprah Winfrey speaking to a college in 2012, and she made this statement, and it went around the internet: let excellence be your brand. And it is expected of the graduates and students of the International Forensics and Business Institute to apply themselves to excellence. And as we perform in our various spheres of operation and fields of endeavor, to apply ourselves with excellence to do IFBI proud. And I'm sure that because it's happening with me and happening with those that I speak to when they go to their jobs and they start not even finishing the course, halfway through the course, are able to advise even managers and leaders and fellow workers on how to get the job done with knowledge, with the essential tools and the skills. Today, those who climbed aboard that ship of IFBI were changed forever, and they walked off master builders. Today, let excellence be our brand. Let's apply our hearts, our spirits, our souls, in our fields of endeavor to excellence. And I want to say thanks to Mr. Pamaza and to the entire FBI family for encouraging and supporting us on our journey, helping us to achieve all that we can. This is one of the proudest days of our lives. Welcome. Proudest days of our lives. We as graduates are your work in progress, are your work born fruit. Professor Pamaza, the IFBI team, we salute you. And to us, my parting words. Again, it says,
graduated successfully. And that is part of the vision, that we have at IFBI in going forward. Right, the next person who is one of our top achievement awardees and was supposed to be present to speak to you all today. She's not here in Trinidad today. Her name is Maya Ramsai. She's one of our top performers in the graduate diploma in forensic accounting program. She's still attending her final year at the University of Toronto. She couldn't be here, but she did a speech, and she's asked one of our graduates from the year before, Abisha, who's also assisting us, to say her speech on her behalf. So Abisha will be saying Maya's speech for you.
Good afternoon, everyone. In the sessions, I became intrigued by the real-life experiences and story that Mr. Parmisa would share with us during his time in the field. These light-hearted discussions in class really put a personal touch on his easygoing teaching style. As such, all this made my learning experiences as comfortable as can be, and for that, I am immensely grateful. I particularly enjoy the case studies that Mr. Parmisa would provide us with. These sessions allow me to apply the lecture material to real-world examples. I have learned so many important investigative skills and truly felt like a forensic expert when writing executive case summaries. I often look forward to breaking down each case, looking for all the red flags, and applying methods to mitigate fraud. The program thoroughly breaks down the steps in investigative forensic accounting, which made the whole investigative process a lot more manageable. Furthermore, the interactive dynamic of in-class discussions allowed me to learn from my classmates, as everyone was able to articulate their own ideas in their own way. After being exposed to so many areas in forensics, ranging from forensic biology to toxicology to forensic pathology, I honestly felt so overwhelmed in choosing the correct path. But now, I feel a lot more confident about making my decision. This program has opened my eyes to the dynamic and enthralling field of forensic accounting. In the end, completing this program was very enriching and has provided me with so many important skills to begin my career in the field of forensic accounting. To close, I want to extend my congratulations to my fellow graduates, as we have all worked immensely hard throughout the year. Today, we celebrate the fruits of our labor, and I wish everyone the best in their future endeavors. And don't forget, an investment in knowledge always pays the best interest. Benjamin Franklin.
thank you both, Maya and Anisha, for those really nice words to our graduating class as well. Right, we did have a couple other speakers who were supposed to be here, but unfortunately couldn't show in Forte and Amanda, but unfortunately because of the weather they could not make it. But we have another one of our speakers, and this is another person I'm proud to bring to you to speak to you. He started with us, and he has done quite a few of our different programs, and I have actually seen his growth and development over the years to be at the point of excelling in these programs now. The other thing I will tell you about Kevin is that when he's finished, he will have just as much acronyms to go next to his name as some of us as well. So it was with great pride I bring Kevin Peters to speak to you all as the representative of the Certified Forensic Counterfeit Examiners class. And he's one of our newly graduated counterfeit examiners in criminality.
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I'm not no public speaker. There's a new thing to me. Just bear with me for a few seconds. Right. Good afternoon, Professor Del Palmasa, Miss Maggie, course lecturers, special invited guests, fellow graduates, family, friends, and well-wishers. Firstly, allow me the opportunity to thank God for giving us another chance at life, for keeping us throughout this day, and giving us the health and strength to celebrate another accomplishment. Secondly, I would like to thank you fellow graduates for attending the International Forensic and Business Institute graduation for 2022. To the Certified Forensic Counterfeit Examination class, it's a pleasure sharing this milestone with you. Several of us started off this journey on our marks, not knowing what to expect along the way. However, it brought to us light, courage, determination, empathy, and teamwork, which contributed towards our success in crossing another finish line. We all worked hard to accomplish this mission with pride and dedication. More significantly, my journey began 6 years ago, when I first attended the International Forensic and Business Institute to pursue a program in forensic accounting and fraud detection at the physical classroom in Naparima Girls High School and at UTT compound, not knowing what to expect. However, as time proceeded, the physical classes created face-to-face environment for human interaction, which provided the opportunity for me to interact and brainstorm ideas amongst my peers and lecturers. In addition, physical classes taught me to respect my peers as well as to respect one's mental health. It's the environment, personal competence along with group strengths were fostered in a healthy academic atmosphere. Within 2 years, I graduated successfully along with 28 students and obtained the Spirit of Forensic Accounting Award and was also privileged to graduate with the first class ever to receive a level 6 diploma in forensic accounting and fraud detection, as well as the first class to receive 2 level 6 diplomas in forensic accounting and fraud detection, criminal justice, security, and business management. This was the moment when I knew my journey had not ended, and I decided to pursue the master's program in CSI, the master's program, in forensic accounting and fraud detection, and the CSI forensic science program. Although registered, I was a bit petrified, as I was not sure what to expect at the master's level. I then remember that Dr. Joyce Brothers said, and I quote, "Success is the state of mind. If you want to succeed, start thinking of yourself as a success." During 2019 and 2020, COVID-19 had already impacted the world. Notwithstanding, I was officially enrolled in the first online master's class and CSI forensic science class, adapting to the IFBI new protocols. As time proceeded, learning the method, skills, and disciplines of these forensic expertise became natural and fluent because the information that was being communicated to us was uncomplicated and easy to understand. As my journey continued, I experienced numerous challenges, inclusive of mourning the death of my biggest cheerleader, my mom. However, despite the prevailing circumstances, I pressed on and with a great attitude continued preparing for my exams, which was not an easy task, but thanks be to God, He came through and I was successful in my both programs. In 2021, I enrolled in the Certified Forensic Counterfeit Examination program along with one other student. At this point, given my past experience and prior knowledge attained, my confidence level was high, and this assisted me to embark on this program with much effort and determination as possible. During my enrollment in the Certified Counterfeit Examination program, we ventured into areas such as manufacturing of security paper, forensic examination and determination of counterfeits, and ethical behaviors. One of the topics that stood out to me is ethics. According to Barnett 2001, forensic personnel must be of good ethical and moral character. However, even the best people encounter situations where their morals and standards are tested. Even when tested, be the person that can stand up to scrutiny. Forensic focuses on the law and judiciary, while counterfeiting deals with the deliberate or intentional forced reproduction, simulation, or falsification of a genuine article. For example, legal documents, currency, amongst others. Forensic counterfeit examination has become necessary in an era when counterfeiting and fraud is on the rise. Within the business sector, at an individual level, and by extension, in an economy, forensic counterfeit examination has one primary purpose, which is to answer any question in relation to disputed documents using several significant processes and methods in determining its authenticity. Gradients. It should be considered that gradation is not an end goal in itself. It's instead a part of a greater purpose of life. Life is a journey, and all accomplishments we achieve during its course should be treated as starting points for further achievement. This gradation should be served as a launching point, projecting us to wherever our futures are meant to take us, whether we land ourselves a career, take up a trade, and continue our education at a university or vocational technical school. My friends, I would like to share with you a deeper meaning of what my 6-year tenure has taught me as an individual. It showed me that everyone in life, has a purpose, and life is greater than we think. There will be struggles along your journey to success, but according to Stallone, it's all about how much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winners are accomplished. Remember this, when your back is against the wall, winners never give up. Fellow graduates, we are now qualified in our field of study, and the field of forensic science is heavily relied by the criminal justice system. It should be noted that we as forensic personnel are responsible for the collection, preservation, analysis, and interpretation of physical evidence. More importantly, the evidence which forensic personnel are responsible for carries a great responsibility in a wide variety of cases, but have a special importance when the evidence is being used in criminal cases. Therefore, as forensic personnel, you must be knowledgeable and skilled in our chosen area of study in order to do our job to the best of our ability and provide adequate, well-defined forensic service. In closing, I do hope that each and every one of you are able to translate something learned during your period of study to your professional and everyday life. If we are able to do so, then you would have wasted a few good months of your years. Thanks be to God for spared life and keeping us in the frame of mind to absorb what has been taught. Thanks to the lecturers who have made themselves available to impart the knowledge and for accommodating us, even when we fought for that one mark that would have given us an A. To my fellow classmates, thanks for working together as a team. To our friends and family, thanks for picking up the slack when we had to take time off from our busy schedules to log into class and left the party and chores undone. Thanks.
Is to actually collect the certificates for which you all came here. Before we present the certification package, we'll give out the prizes first. And of course, after that, dinner will be served. So we'll coordinate the activities as we go forward. So we're going to start first with the distribution of the prizes. So I will probably call the names and you can probably hand it out. Okay. So we will start first with Leon Pierre Alexander for the postgraduate master's class in forensics. Forensic Science and Security Management Degree Level 6 Program, Junior Degree. For the CSI Syndicus, the CSI Forensic Science Program, Brandon Kamama. For our counterfeit certified forensic program, our counterfeit examiners, Kelvin Peters. And for our business leaders of the next generation of a postgraduate diploma in business management and leadership, Nigel Burnett. Now to issuing the certificates package as well as the graduation medal. So,
Clarissa Gregory.
Karen Singh.
So congratulations, Larry. So this year we'd like to announce that our administrative director, after all years of watching other people graduate, decided to do the program. So we'd like to present her with her graduation package.
Ashwin Bihari.
So congratulations, Larry.
Brian Daniel.
Congratulations, Ryan. Quite sure to the boys. Adi is here.
Amanda Lagraj. Leon K. Alexander.
Thank you.
Janelle Sidat Singh. Dexter Frank. Natasha Hari. R. Martin. Junior McLean. Junior Mitchell. Junior Mitchell. Brandon Kamabach. Chandrai Sterling. Nigel Connell.
So, thank you all for your presence, to be here to collect your packages. There are others who couldn't make it today. Those who indicated they would have been coming, but unfortunately the weather did play a part in affecting them. And then for others, we'll make arrangements later on for your packages to be collected. So before we close, just a few closing comments, in today's program. And then we'll have dinner. I was going to tell you, I wasn't sure which one would be more important, the packages or dinner. The food is pretty good. But I still feel it'll be the packages. Right. So to round off today's formal part of the proceedings, I'd like to say a number of things. First of all, Trinidad and Tobago, the Caribbean, the region, and the world needs people with the qualifications that you all have obtained today. These are your qualifications in forensic accounting, CSI forensic science, criminal justice, security management, risk and compliance, counterfeit examinations, and of course, the next generation of business and leaders for the region. For those of you who have studied with us, and those who even would have been in some of the earlier programs, what we tell you, the qualifications that you have achieved here at IFBI allows you not only to improve your careers and your professional lives, but also to make a difference in the business, criminal justice, forensic, financial, and other environments of the world. You've learned that the cost of fraud and money laundering and the scourge of crime and criminal justice and its effects affects everyone, not just the immediate victims. Because when you pay more for goods, when you have to pay more for gas and the pump, for insurance for your house and the people, everyone adds a cost of fraud to that cost before it is passed on. So with the graduates of these programs and applying your knowledge out there, if we can reduce some of these things, then it may be a better place for all citizens. We've learned that fraud costs as much as $600 billion annually from the U.S. research into fraud, and that businesses lose 10% of their revenue. So when you go there, make sure that you can make a difference in whichever environment you are in. So the training you have received here in all of your programs are much needed, and they're also very timely. I don't have to tell you when you read the news, both locally and regionally, when you see the effects of crime and the economics of these countries, that people with the right skills and the right abilities can make a bigger difference in what is happening. So the skills and training you all have acquired in the last year remains a valuable asset to you and to your loved ones, both from a personal perspective and just as importantly or more, professionally, as well as a regional and international perspective. So as I always tell graduates of all of our programs, with the specialized knowledge, tools, and skills you have received through IFBI, play your part in whatever way you can to make Trinidad and Tobago, the country that you come from, whether Antigua or Anguilla, Guyana, or the rest of the Caribbean, and the world at large, a better place. Remember, as a graduate of IFBI, feel free to contact us when you graduate if you need any additional assistance or guidance in anything. We provide that to you all. We provide it free of charge, but if there is casework, we can always negotiate a fee. And now I'd like to say thanks to a number of people. At this stage, I would like to sincerely thank all of our lecturers, our administrative and support team for their invaluable contributions they have made to the programs and to their desire to pass on to you, our graduates, the knowledge and experience, the teaching and the administration. Yeah, as I always call them, a dynamic bunch. I'd also like to thank the governmental and private agencies who have supported our programs and students and graduates like yourself. We'll not call all, but some of these include Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force, Atlantic LNG, GBTI Guyana, as well as the United Nations development programs, and to the United States Port of Spain Embassy, Intrusive International Forensics and Business Institute, to deliver these types of programs to personnel in Trinidad and Tobago and the large. More importantly, I would like to acknowledge that they have played a vital role, not in just as we use the phrase talking the talk, but walking the talk by making real, tangible, and a word you all would like to hear today, evidential, okay, they commit some of these very case studies we spoke about today. I am proud to see what you all have achieved and accomplished in the pursuit of your success for the 2021-22 academic process. And what a wonderful, successful, and rewarding experience and achievement that you all have attained. So a round of applause. Overall, I would like to say the classes that I taught, I always personally enjoyed my lecturing and interactions with all of you. Staff also had great things to say about that interaction. As I always do, I give you my personal and IFBI. But always remember that your job is always to be the best you can in what that you do. Maintain the highest standards associated with someone who has the kind of levels of qualifications that you all have. I hope that during the course of the program and the various programs you all attended and are graduating from, that during the last year, we found the programs compelling, interesting, valuable, and most of all, beneficial. I hope it deepened your sense of thinking and made you look at the world in a more enlightened way. I hope in some way it also made you a better person for yourself and those around you. As you graduate today, I hope it inspires you to live your life to the fullest, to achieve your dreams and your goals and things you desire for yourself and your family. And a qualification is one important step along the way, and you have demonstrated that by your commitment to succeed in these programs. Think that you can strive to make the world a better place for yourself, your family, those you care for, and simply sometimes those lives whom you happen to touch. Make a positive difference in their lives. Sometimes our leaders don't always get this, but you, with the training you have received here, can change the whole world by simply making a positive difference to just that one or two persons whose life you can touch or influence. To close, I will use a couple of quotes that I have used in my own wisdom and guidance for myself. One is from William Arthur Miller. If you can imagine it, you can achieve it. And if you can dream it, you can become it. Another one is from Walt Disney, intuition. And I would add to follow your dreams. That person was Steve Jobs, and of course we all know the dreams of him. So today, to all of you all graduates, I say good luck, best wishes, and immense and sincere congratulations in your great and wonderful achievement. And for those of you who have moved on to the other programs, you may have some homework to do also. So as you go forward from this day on, do your part in making your lives and those close to you and the world as a whole a brighter and better place. So to all of you all, thank you for braving the weather to be here today and for your attendance in making this graduation, from all appearances, a very successful one. So to everyone, congratulations. And a round of applause. Right. So the next thing, we could probably take a few photos, and we could probably have dinner being served with maybe arrangements for it.